Today is Tuesday, November 19th, 2019. My name is Caitlin Connor, and I am joined by Izzy Cherry at Salem State University, a student and Army veteran who currently serves in the reserves. Thank you for agreeing to be interviewed today.
No problem.
So I just wanted to start with I see that you grew up in Everett and Lynn, and just kind of asking me what that was like.
It was regular. I lived in Lynn till I was about 13. I bounced around a lot after that, and then I finished out in Everett. They're pretty much kind of like the same town. It's probably like a little rougher, but it was cool. Played a lot of sports, had a lot of friends, same old stuff, and yeah, I liked it.
So tell me about a little bit about your family.
Well, my family's mostly from Boston. My mom, she moved out to Lynn, and stayed out there for pretty much her whole life. She passed away, and then that's when I bounced around. The rest of my family, they're like, from Boston initially, then they just migrated all over Mass. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
So could you tell me just a little bit about like your high school experience? What was that like? It was in Everett you graduated from?
Yeah, I graduated from Everett. High school was regular. I went to 5 different high schools. I went to Melrose High, Malden High, Everett High, Fall River, which is Durfee, and then back to Melrose High. But like I said, I finished at Everett High. Moving schools, it really didn't like affect me none. I kind of felt like an all-star because like I played basketball and sports and stuff. So like it was just another addition. But it's kind of annoying restarting and stuff like that. So it was cool that I got to finish at Everett High. I was there the longest, like a year and a half. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
So growing up, what were your impressions of the military?
I never thought about the military like at all. Like I just thought people go there, then they shoot, and then that's pretty much it. Like I knew like the basic stuff. They fight for our country, all that other good stuff. At one point, I thought like the military was like everything. Like I didn't know there was separate branches and all that. Growing up, like nobody. Like, I feel like that's a southern thing where they break it down. Like people are more raised in the military down there, but up here it's like it's fast pace of living. So like you don't really talk about it unless you're from that type of family or something like that, or somebody went, or you just so happen to stop by a recruiter's office, like I did. So yeah.
So you said you just stopped by a recruiter's office, and is that what kind of led you to joining the military?
Yeah. So I was what was I? Yeah. So I was I had a game. And I had to go from Everett. I was still living in Everett at the time, but I had to go all the way to Melrose. And I'm running, chasing the bus, and I missed the bus. And I'm like, wow, how am I going to get this game? So I'm walking, trying to get there. And a recruiter drove past me and was like, stop. And I was like, man, I got to go. I don't got time to talk. And he was like, where you going? I was like, I got a game right now. He was like, well, I can give you a ride over there. And then so I was like, all right, well, we could talk then on the ride. And then he gave me a ride to Melrose High. Pretty much made his spiel, and I was like, yeah, I'll come by the office later on. And then I ended up going for real. Like way later though, like a month later when I realized senior year I wasn't gonna go to school and all that other stuff. So I ended up stopping by and then seeing the same guy, and we just got to talking again.
So is that why you specifically chose to go into the Army?
Yeah, more of like a necessity. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be in the streets. I didn't do what I was doing already, so I was like, it's time to make a change. And I couldn't go to college. My grades wasn't that good, and you know what I mean? Nobody really talked to me about college neither. That wasn't an option at the time. And then so I was like, well, let's do something.
So can you tell me a little bit about when you went to the Army, like what your boot camp experience was like and where you were?
Well, initially I knew like I was waiting for the plane. I was the only one that actually went to the Army from MEPS. That's where like you sit and wait, and everybody goes to different branches from there, and then you all branch off at the airport. So I was the only one going to the Army. I finally get down south. I was like, I really don't get nervous a lot, so I was just kind of chilling. And then I finally got to South Carolina. It was real late, and then we got on the bus. dudes just start yelling and acting hard. I was like, yeah, probably made a mistake. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? It just seemed a little weird. So I was like, you know, it is what it is. I get through. I'm already on the bus now. Like, I can't go back. They ain't gonna give me a ticket. And, yeah, I just thought it would be a whole bunch of guys yelling and acting crazy. You know what I mean? All fake hard type stuff. So yeah.
What was it like, going back to what you just said, when you were sitting, and you were the only one that was going off to the Army? What was that experience like, just kind of being the only one?
It was lonely. I had just seen my family because, like, you kind of get, like, a send-off almost. But I had seen my family the day before. So when I was actually at MEPS, I was by myself. So I didn't know that, like, my family could actually go to MEPS and say bye and stuff like that. So everybody else's family was there, so I kind of just walked off, you know what I mean? It was a little lonely, you know what I mean? I was just sitting there on my phone, listening to music, and just patiently waiting. I was more anxious, like, let me just get this over with. I don't want to be waiting at the airport for 2 hours and all that.
So how did you feel kind of after boot camp? Like, what was that experience?
I was real, like, it took me a while to get broken in. Like, that's the whole point of boot camp, to kind of break you down from your norm and build you back up in their image. And so it took me a while. Like, in the beginning part, I was getting fights a lot and all that. Then I had a humbling experience, and where I almost got, like, kicked out because, you know, I was still in my ways. And then I didn't want to, like, come back here like a failure. So I was like, nah, I got to get it together. And then like, I kind of conformed with still, like, in myself. I was like, you know, I'm still gonna be me, but I'm gonna do it the right way. So yeah.
So how did you feel when you learned that you were going to be deployed?
That was weird too. It was another experience where it's like, and you just get thrown into stuff. As soon as I got to my unit, there was like, you go to this thing called NTC. It's like training and stuff like that. And it's supposed to be worse conditions, so when you get over there, it's not, you know, no big issue. And so as soon as I get there, the unit's leaving for NTC, and I was like, the person that picked me up from the airport was like, yeah, you know, if you're not on the NTC bus, you know, you're not gonna get deployed. Like a month later, my platoon sergeant came back. She was like, you know, nice to meet you, da da da. Call your family because you're deploying with us. I was like, oh, well, all right. So it was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, everything when you're in that situation is just like, you just in it. You know what I mean? Like, you really don't have no feelings. It's not like I'm like, no, I'm not getting deployed. So I just let it be.
So what was it like the first day when you were there?
The first day, it was just real hot. I felt like I was delirious. I got off the bus. Now, I was hot already, straight off the plane. And then the bus kind of had AC, so it was a little cooler, but I was mostly just focused on the heat. I didn't care about nothing else. I was like fresh to the military, so I was like a private at the time. And so that just meant, like, you know, I was new to everything. You know what I mean? Everybody else was kind of like, some been deployed, some either are even kind of tested military-wise, but I came in new. I didn't know nothing. All I feel is heat. You know what I mean? All I know is, like, the Massachusetts summers, because I've never really been out the state like that. And so I was like, yeah, this is crazy. It's like 20 degrees or something crazy. So yeah, I was not complying. We had to, like, take stuff off the truck. I couldn't move. I was trying to drink water. Yeah, there's a lot going on. But yeah, pretty much the heat set the tone for me. I knew it was gonna be rough for a while.
So you were both in Iraq and Kuwait.
Mm-hmm.
So was there like any big differences between those two experiences, or?
No, they was pretty much the same. I think Kuwait's more relaxed. You can do more as far as, like, activities wise. You still have activities both ways, but in Kuwait, like, if you're not working, you kind of, you know, put on your sweats, or play flag football. Like, there's different activities compared to, like, when I was in Iraq. Like, you just, like, you know, uniform all the time. Yeah, you still have your relaxation time, but, you know, the zones are different, so you have to, you know, act accordingly.
Did you get to interact with any of like the local people or like the local culture at all when you were in either place?
Some, yeah, some, a little bit. Like, I didn't really, because I was new, so I didn't really talk too much. We had an interpreter with actually, with each team, because I was doing QRF, which is quick reaction force, and I was just a driver. So every team had the same interpreter, and so we would do it in shifts. So if I actually needed to interact with somebody, you just talk to the interpreter, and then he pretty much handles it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had a few interpreters. The one that I talked to would handle it. The other one was kind of lazy. I think he just wanted to check.
So you said that you were a driver. What were maybe some of your other duties, or kind of what did those duties entail?
Pretty much just drive. Like when you're a driver for quick reaction force, everybody else got to do everything. Like even when when you're just doing your rounds and all that, like you can't do. Yeah, a driver's not supposed to dismount or nothing like that unless it's absolutely positively necessary. You know what I mean? That's in like crazy, 2003 type situations. But for the most part, I just drove, and then when I would go back to, like, after our thing was over, I would go back to the little shack and do radio. Sometimes we would take turns. It would be 24-hour shifts, so we just take turns doing the radio, trying everybody getting lax time, and then the other two in the back, they would have to load the truck and all that other good stuff. So yeah.
So what was your most impactful experience, would you say, during your deployment?
Most impactful, I would say my first sergeant, she took a liking to me, and she just like made sure I was doing what I needed to do to still be getting promoted out there. So like teaching me how to get promoted, making sure my stuff was right, sending me the boards and Soldier of the Months and all types of stuff. Even in full battle rider, which was cool. It was different, but I mostly just learned like the military stuff that I didn't get to learn right away, because it's like two separate. First year in training, and then when you go over there, most people get to learn their unit and all that. I was kind of thrown into the fire, so she was more just teaching me what to expect, what's next after this is all over, and how they get, what I mean, just stuff like that. And so I think just learning the game and gaining the knowledge, so when I go back, I'll be, still a PFC or whatever the case may be, but step ahead of every other PFC around me, unless she was with us at that time.
So how did you feel when you learned that your deployment was going to be over and that you were going to be returning home?
Yeah, I was happy. Yeah, I was. It was a happy time. I just couldn't wait. You know how it goes. Have you ever been like a lot of people, when you're without something for a while, you just kind of miss it. Like I was missing things that I never even did or probably will never do. You know what I mean? I wanted to kiss the ground when I got off the plane, to be honest. Like, but it was cold outside, so I couldn't do all that. But I just missed everything. Like I was in Kansas. That's where my base was at initially, and like I hate Kansas, but I missed Kansas when I was over there. You know what I mean? I couldn't wait to get back.
So I see that I know you're in the reserves.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that experience like?
It's like I really don't like it too much, just because I was active duty, for 5 years. I was doing this and doing that, and then you get over there and it's real slow. Like everything is slowed down. You know what I mean? The discipline is not what it was when I was active duty, and so it frustrates me, because it's like almost like, what am I doing here? You know what I mean? And I'm not coming for any reservists or anything like that. It's just a different life. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's almost like, if you're doing any job, if you're a part-time worker and you're there 9 to 5, 40 hours a week, you know what I mean, that person's going to know a lot more than somebody just working 3 hours a day. You know what I mean? And so when you do it one weekend, every month and 2 weeks out of the year, you don't get the same experience. You don't get the same discipline. And even, like, the leadership is different. You know what I mean? Like, when I got to my unit, there's a lot of soldiers that didn't know certain things that would help them propel their careers that I didn't learn as soon as I got into the military. So it was was like kind of frustrating and stuff like that.
How do you balance being in the reserves with being a full-time student?
It's easy. You know, on the weekends, do the reserves, and then during the week do school. It's not too much, except if I got homework and stuff like that. But they're lenient, and so I get the job done. It's nothing crazy.
So when your time is up, do you have plans to re-enlist?
Nah, this is pretty much it for me right now. The whole purpose of me going to school is so I could kind of I feel like I got what I needed, and so the purpose of going to school is to kind of excel my life in different ways. I want to go a different route, live a different life, kind of more free, and enjoy things that I never got to enjoy before.
So as a member of the reserve, do you still consider yourself 100% a veteran, or is it kind of 50-50 because you have kind of 1 foot here at school, 1 foot in the reserves?
Yeah, I consider myself a full vet. I feel like I served my time and did what I needed to do. The reserves part is just an added bonus almost, you know what I mean? Because you still get a little piece of it, but I still even miss my active time. It doesn't even really satisfy that, so yeah, I do.
So what advice would you give someone who is considering joining the Army?
Be open. If it just depends on who it is, to be honest, because everybody's different. But some people show the same tendencies. If it's somebody from my area or around my old areas that have a similar background, I would say definitely be open, you know what I mean? Because nobody talks to you about it. You don't know really what you expect. So I would say, you know what I mean, keep your head down, do what you need to do, and leave that, what you did in the past, because it's not going to help you here.
So what was your transition like after you left the Army, into civilian life?
It was kind of seamless, because as soon as I got out, I came to school. I really haven't had time to think about it because it's everything is fast paced. I loaded up on classes so I could finish school a year early. But for the most part, I definitely feel the difference because it's already a lot more freedom. It's just the workload is a lot more heavy, and I don't have the stability of the military, you know what I mean? If I fail here, you know what I mean, I'm not going to get a check, you know what I mean? If I fail in the military, that's you got something to fall back on, because they're not going to, the government's just not going to fire you unless you do something that's just way out of to left field. But here, you know what I mean, I don't even need to do anything. If I fail, it's that's it, it's all over for me.
So what made you want to come to Salem State?
It was 1 and 1 for me. Like I said at the time, when right after high school, I never even thought about college. So I was in the military. I still really had no background about college and what I could get into, how a GPA would work from high school. I didn't take a lot of the tests I was supposed to take. So I was like, well, let's just try it, and I applied to Salem State. First, got in, I was like, well, that's where I'm going.
So I see that you want to be a human resource manager. So how did you get interested in that kind of area of study?
My last year in the military, somebody kind of took me under their wing. Another one of my first sergeants, and he was trying to show me, supervisor stuff and stuff like that, and he actually put me in a role that was considered human resource, military-wise, and I started excelling in that role. I started really liking it. I knew obviously it wouldn't be the same in civilian life, but I knew the customer service part, files and things like that, would interest me. I always wanted to hire and interview and do all types of things like that. So I was like, well, if I already like this, and I can do it and bring it to the civilian world, let me go to school for it.
Yeah. So I understand that you were you were in the Veterans Learning Community, and so can you tell me a little bit about how that worked?
Which community?
The Veterans Learning Community.
Oh, that was the integrated classes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was cool too. So when I first got to Salem State. I didn't even know I had class. I didn't know I was in because of like how GI Bill works, all that. And GI Bills were paid for school, so I wasn't aware of what was going on. I got a call one day from the vet office, and it was like, how you doing, Izzy? You missed a week of class. I'm like, what you talking about? I didn't even know I was in school. And so she was like, yeah, but you still could come in and figure it out. And then so I rushed here the same day. Um, Melissa, she helped me put my like schedule together, and already had 2 classes, which was the veteran integrated classes, and so that was pretty much easy. So I just walked in, and the teachers were like, it was a little confusing at first because like the classes are a lot smaller. It's more hands-on like than a normal class would be because of the size of the class, and everybody's kind of helping each other and talking to each other like off the rip. It was different. It was different, but I liked it. You know what I mean? It helps. It's easier to connect with people that like already know what you're going through. Like they got the same, nervousness, or like they have a similar background, just being a vet in general, so they know what it's like to like be like 20-something years old, but you're in class with 18-year-olds, and so you know what I mean, like. Yeah, they're going back to the dorms. You gotta go back to your family, like actual life. You know what I mean? So it's different. So it was good to like at least connect to somebody, know somebody on campus. I didn't really know nobody either.
Do you think being a veteran has kind of come into play in some of your other classes outside of that program?
Yes and no. Yes and no, kind of. In a few of my classes, like I never bring it up. I'm not one of those like I'm a vet type. If there's like a writing assignment and I can use it to relate to something or something like that, like, oh yeah, I have a better understanding of how this went on because I was doing this. I might reference it there, but nothing like anything like that. Like I won't say, hey, I'm a vet and all this extra stuff. I don't really care to do that. I feel like if you say that, what I mean, like nobody even really cares anyway. You know what I mean, like. Because I know if I was a professor and I was like, you laying on paper something, like, yeah, but I'm a vet. Like, they're like, okay. Like, that's not going to, the paper's not going to write itself. So, it's, at the end of the day, you still got to work, whether you're a vet or not. That's how I look at it.
Do you think your experience in the military has kind of impacted who you are as a student at Salem State?
Yeah, definitely. Just because it's like, you got to get the job done almost, you know what I mean? Like I know my mission is to graduate, you know what I mean, as soon as possible, so I'm going to do it by any means. I feel like I already kind of had that before I got into the military, but like in the military, it's you learn, you know what I mean, to make your mission more clear, you know what I mean? So here, I wouldn't, when I'm not understanding something, what classes I need to take and concentrations and all that, I really didn't get that, you know what I mean? The old me would have been like, well, the mission is I need to graduate, but I don't know how, and I probably wouldn't have said nothing for a while, but, now I seek the information, I double check it, and, do what I need to do so I know it's right, so I'm not just doing anything for any reason.
Do you feel like fully supported by, the university and veteran services?
Yeah, definitely. Anytime I have a question, they answer it. I really don't be in there like that, except if I have a question for like financial things or a question maybe like once in a while for classes. But for the most part, what I mean, anytime I need something and I ask for it, they help out.
Do you think that students heading to college should join the military first?
It depends what you're looking for. If I like say I got like a football scholarship, I would have never went to the military. I would have went to school. You know what I mean? This is pretty much my scholarship. So, if somebody's telling you, you can do this and you don't got to pay for it, but it helps advance your life and advance you in this, you know what I mean? Definitely take a look into it. You know what I mean? But not everything is for everybody. You know what I mean? So I'll never say like, yeah, you should go here to go do it. You know what I mean? Because when I tell my friends or like family, like oh yeah, this is paid for, and they be like, oh well, that's cool, this and that. I wish I had this situation. I'm like, no, you don't, because I know you, I know your personality. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying anybody won't make it. I'm just saying like you're gonna be here like yeah I gotta go, and then you know what I mean. And then you just wasted a year of your life. So.
So are you? I see that you coach youth basketball. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So I started coaching real randomly. Somebody I know that works in the Malden area. I put it on social media like, oh yeah, we need a youth 7th grade coach. And I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? I just decided to do it because I like basketball and stuff. I hit him up. He pointed me in the right direction. I went down there, and I just had like already a team pre-made, so there was already 15 kids there. I started coaching them, and then they turned out to be really, really good. We went undefeated that year. We won the North Shore title. It was a lot of good things going on. I seen development. I got to connect with the kids. We got to meet. The kids got to meet and take a picture with Brad Stevens, the coach of the Celtics. And then the following year, I had that pretty much the same group, more control. Held their own tryout. You know, it just kind of built from there. Luckily, we got to actually play at the Garden that year also, you know what I mean? So it was fun. We have just like a lot of experiences, and now my kids, you know what I mean, I had since they were little. Now they in high school, you know what I mean? I got like 2 of them playing varsity already as freshmen. So it's just, I think it's cool to see the growth, but it's better to make an impact because I know like I didn't have a me when I was, you know, growing up. Whether I wish I would have somebody like, yo, you know, did you do your homework? I was going up to, I had a relationship with the principal at the middle school where most of my kids is at. And so she'll call me, text me if anybody's not doing their homework, if they get in trouble and all that. And it could be annoying going up there, but at the same time, like, to have that connection and relationship with the school, you know what I mean, and help kids. Because when you're a kid, all you care is about the sport. You don't really care about, you know, going to class and being disciplined. But if you can match them and learn that early, like if I get this and this grades and I got this and this skill, you know what I mean, one day it might lead to something like a scholarship or something like that. And I wish I had that, so if I can try to give it to them or point them in the right direction, then it's cool. So hopefully when they seniors, you know what I mean, we'll be having a way different conversation. Like
Awesome. So I see that you have a little boy named Malachi. Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So what's he like?
He's strong. like physically, he's really big for his size. He's like 1, but he looks like he's 3. He's kind of tall. Yeah, he's just like a ball of joy. Always happy. Didn't really cry a lot when he was little. Unless he's one of those that like you gotta carry and walk around with him. You know what I mean? As soon as you sit down, he's gonna start crying. He just wake up out of sleep and start crying. But if you walk around with him, he's fine. He's having a good day. But yeah, he's just a good kid overall.
So how would you feel if he wanted to go into the military?
I would tell him no, just because he's my kid. You know what I mean? I wouldn't tell him no because there's anything of, you know, like there's anything bad. I just feel like, you know, I want a different path for him, you know what I mean? I think mostly because he's not going to have to come from the same background I had to. And so there's no real necessity, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing linking us. You know how like it's generations of family and family and family. Well, I'm the first generation that went to the military in my family, you know what I mean? So you can't tell me like, oh, you want to do it for the family. You know what I mean? Like you can't tell me you want to do it because, you know, you're not, because you're scared that like, you know, you're not going to get into college because your grades going to be on you for it, you know what I mean? So I want him to go to college first, and if he decides to become a commissioned officer, you know, after he finishes school, that's something different, you know what I mean? We could work with that, but I want him to definitely to have the freedom, because there's nothing like freedom, you know what I mean? And even though the military is great, you're free to a certain extent, you know what I mean? But you're not free, you know what I mean? I didn't really feel freedom until I got out and got to experience all these different things.
So is there anything I haven't asked you about that you want people to know about your military experience or you as a person?
No, I feel like you pretty much hit the nail on the head. My military experience was great. I enjoyed it. I got friends that's like, you know, like my brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? So that's definitely something I didn't expect because I'm not really too social. I don't really like to connect. But when you're put in a certain situation like that, like you're like, it just happens automatically. You know what I mean? So I thought that was really cool. But yeah, other than that, that's it.
Right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you.